Okay, so I found some old writing of mine in a folder, and it was from middle school. This is a journal entry. I believe it was for 8th grade. It says 2/19/2001. So I guess I was almost done with 8th grade. Cassie said to her grandma, Big Ma, Big Ma, why do those white people always pick on us, if you know what I mean? Cassie girl said, Big Ma, what are you talking about anyway? I mean, did something happen at school today or what? Well, see, Ma, there's these 3 white girls at school that think they're so cool and all. And plus, one of them is especially getting on my nerves, and a snotty little white girl. The only real reason she acts like that is just because of her daddy being the school principal. And here my teacher's not even getting the picture. She thinks there was nothing wrong with the name Negro being in little man's textbook today, said Cassie. Big Ma then glowered with an angry face into the afternoon sunshine outside from the window. She then said testily, anyone doing anything about this teacher of yours saying that ignorant reply to you? No'm, said Cassie. Then Big Ma said in reply, you know, Cassie, sometimes I'm just sick and tired of these whites and they shenanigans with us poor blacks. I mean, Big Ma then sat down in her rocker and told her the best way she could shape her words into an innocent form of reality as Cassie stood and listened. Here's a nice way to put it, baby. We blacks are like brownies in an oven, going through our time of life which is in the oven, and this is just because they don't understand who we actually are or try to understand us and forget about us because we're not anything real special to them, aren't really supposed to be much of anything in their lives, or just nothing to be worried about for how we appear because they're too busy with activities in their own lives to worry how we're treated since everyone else treats us just the same. Instead, they just go right ahead and slam doors, drawers, and cupboards without even taking thought to how we feel or how it's affecting us. This, of course, makes us have bumps which don't make us look as nice as we really are, just like brownies. But the good thing, at least, is that we still taste good. But since we don't have a nice appearance, people don't like us. Okay, now that might be a little deeper than really what it's saying, because it's not like black people don't necessarily look nice. There are some very beautiful and handsome black people out there. I think it's more deep than that. Think about it. Now I know that was a long explanation, honey, but girl, you only 8 years old, child. Plus, I don't want to go too deep into the subject. You understand what I just told you, though, right? Yes, ma'am, Cassie said. That was great, because I'm hearing all kinds of troubles with the world, and oh boy. Okay, so here it says February 4th, 2001. A Day in Someone's Shoes, 1957. Hi, I'm Lenore Wilkinson and a senior at Central High. This is my 4th year now. I've seen a lot of discrimination and violence against Negroes in and on the way to school. I'm really just a sheep in the crowd, actually, following what everyone else does so that I will be liked, not beat up or discriminated like Negroes. I mean, yeah, I believe that Negroes are people too, but the ones that seem poorest sure do smell sometimes. And I think us whites need to start stopping our discrimination, and I'm going to tell you my whole story about why. In the lunchroom, I was walking by a Negro table, and I looked at them disgustedly. and was edging away from them because they all looked like they came out of a pig pen. And one girl had soup running down her chin and dripping into her lap while making a furious face at me. I decided that I should probably get a move on instead of just standing there, but the girl then said this. What are you looking at, you filthy good-for-nothing scumbag who's just like the rest of them? I then said, I don't understand what you're talking about. I didn't do anything to you. She then said, oh really, miss? Well, we'll see about that. Did I just see you make a disgusting face at me and my table and start backing away from us? Come on now, girls, didn't we? The whole table shouted in unison, we sure did, girl! The leader of the group said, and if we ever, and I mean ever, hear or see you do that to us again, we'll do something bad to you that you'll regret. So scat, you little brat, and stop staring at us, because if you don't, I'll throw my soup on your nice little dress. And don't go home and cry home to Daddy either, 'cause he at work, ain't he, girl? So why don't you head on home and on the way, get a bucket of pig pen mud poured all over your brand new dress, huh? How's about that, Miss Pretty? Wouldn't you like that? I bet you would. I'd been just standing there, jaw dropped, head forward and soft-hearted eyes, not saying a thing at all. But when she said those words, I was off again to my table of no one, except at that moment, me. I thought about what she said and didn't even notice that all my friends were just sitting down and saying hi to me because of being in such deep thought. In fact, my eyes started getting out of focus and blurry because of staring at one thing for such a long time, and then I started feeling sick, and so I closed my eyes and rested my cheek on my palm. When I awoke, I said, Hi, Louise. Hi, everyone. Oh, hi, Lenore. I'm so glad you're okay. She then hugged me and said, I was really worried about you, and the others were getting kind of worried too because you were acting really weird for a second there. You were like in a deep trance and then started looking sick. And are you feeling okay, I hope? Yes, I am, but could you do me one favor, please? I told her. Yes, of course. And what would that be? Said Louise. I told her I'd really like a cold glass of water, please. I thought of the past events I had with the table of Negro girls. It made me think of how I could find out more about Negroes so that maybe I could understand them better, and maybe then I could share the info I received with my friends so that maybe we wouldn't be so harsh with Negroes. The reason why I wanted to do this was because I knew from history class that there were other countries and their people that were discriminated against because other people most likely just don't understand them, or just because they're a lot different. Some people think they need to be killed, enslaved, ruled over, etc. This doesn't make the world better at all, I had thought to myself. When Louise came back, I told her all about my plan secretively, and then told her about my incident. I ended up making her understand a bit of how I felt, and she told me that I should be very cautious of who I tell afterwards and where I put my info. I think she was starting to think of this plan as top secret because she loves the Nancy Drew mysteries. I then had told her, Louise, you are such a silly pansy. Louise said, and you are such a pathetic dreamer that sometimes I don't know where you ever come up with these impossible ideas. And you even come up with them if you wouldn't normally want to, just because of incidents that happen like the one you just told me about. I then told her, listen, Louise, I know you may think I'm nuts, but I'm doing this for a very important reason. I'm trying to stop this terrible and yet pathetic business between us and Negroes. Now, is there anything wrong with that? No, I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just real worried about the consequences there could be between you and your information, because you know there's a lot of people out there that do not like Negroes at all today. I mean, you'll probably at least need a governor's help with your idea, since it definitely won't be no small and easy task. I said, well, for now, I'm just going to find out all about Negroes in libraries and at school or at home, and I'll be a bit friendlier to some black girls and maybe even boys. For I think this idea of mine may even make me happier than I am now, because I won't be putting someone down, but putting someone up and putting myself up at the same time. This is the end of what I have to tell you, and I hope you have learned something too.